Hi, and welcome back to the Save It for Parts channel. Normally, I showcase some sort of project I've done, turning discarded items into something useful. However, in this video, I'm showing a discarded item that some birds have turned into something useful. A few years ago, we were out hiking around and we found this cow skull. Now, it was pretty cool, so we brought it home and stuck it on this post in the yard. Now, it turns out that the neck hole on this skull is the perfect size for some very small birds, and they have decided to make a nest in it. So this is not something that I've repurposed, but it is being repurposed, so I think that it's a pretty good Save It for Parts project. Let's take a look at these little birds and see what they're doing. Alright, I think little Mama Wren has gotten herself stuck in the garage now. There is a bird in my airboat. Hopefully I don't have to catch her. I'd like her to just go out the door. I have a bird on my steam bird. Okay, and she's flown out, so that's good. That was a stressful little bird time. So apparently with these little house wrens, the male will start building a nest, or several nests, and then he will sing to attract a female, and if she likes the nest, she will decide to move in, and she'll start putting fluff and little bits of feathers and other things in there herself. It seems like the babies have hatched because they are now cleaning out the broken eggshells from the nest. We're watching them fly off and drop these on the ground. So these definitely look like they've just recently hatched. So I think little skullbirds are getting almost ready to leave the nest. They're getting pretty big in there, and I'm hoping I can catch them when they come out. So we've got our GoPro set up a little closer to the skull, and they've gotten used to that being there. So hopefully we'll see them when they come out of there. So the little wrens are very upset right now. You can hear one up in this tree screaming at me. And he's also screaming because there's a stray cat in the yard. He's been hopping around the cat, screaming at it, just out of its reach, but giving it a hard time. Puss, puss, puss. Kitty, kitty. Kitty, kitty, kitty. Cat is not impressed with me at all. Well, we heard a lot of chirping this morning, and I don't hear anybody in the nest, and I don't see anyone flying back and forth to the skull anymore, so I think the kids might have grown up and gone to college. And I don't see anybody in the skull. And I did not have my GoPro set up out there yet, but I did have a security camera that can see them. It's a little grainy, unfortunately, but you can see the little birds poking their head out of the nest and looking around. Oh, and here comes a stray cat, so hopefully they don't flop down on the ground while that cat's around. All right, the cat's gone, and little birds are taking some further steps out of the skull. They don't quite know how to stand on this railing yet. And there goes one onto the ground. And there goes another one. One of the parents is still very upset with me, so maybe those kids are still in the yard here someplace. And there's one. There's a very derpy little fluttery bird hiding under my baby monorail. And I think that is one of the baby wrens that has just popped out of the skull. Doesn't really know how to be a bird yet. Alright, I'm going to leave it alone and let the parents come back and feed it here. And here's one hanging out on a blue tarp. Also doesn't seem to know where to go. You can tell they're babies because they have a short little stubby tail. So the parents are still following the babies around as they're in the clumsy hopping on the ground stage and bringing them bugs and probably, hopefully teaching them how to fly and at least get up off the ground and away from predators. So I'm going to leave them alone and not bother them because I don't want to scare them. So I think we're going to wrap this one up. And this has been a fun little video. It's been a little bit longer than some of my other ones because I had to wait for these birds to hatch. This was not my project, this was a bird project. And just thought it was really cool that they reused that skull as a nest, and it makes a pretty fun birdhouse. So yeah, hopefully more birds will use it in the future. I think only wrens can fit in that neck hole, so I think it's going to be primarily a wren house. Since it did take several weeks for these little birds to grow up and leave the nest, and I didn't know exactly when they would leave, so I kept setting up that GoPro hoping to catch it. I probably have several hours of GoPro footage of just the parent wrens coming in and out of the nest. So I don't know, maybe I'll just make some sort of a background video that's just 3 hours of wrens going in and out of a skull. And maybe I'll post that, maybe I won't. I don't know. I don't know if anyone would watch that, but it'd be pretty funny. Well, I hope you enjoyed these little wrens as much as we did. It was a lot of fun to watch them come in and out of the nest and hear the babies growing up inside that cow skull. So you can check out my other videos. I don't have as many bird-related things, although we do have some pet ducks and a goose, so you can look for those if you're into birds. Or you can check out my other random videos for boat projects and whatnot. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.